Okay, my name is Jose Bravo, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the government of the Philippines. The country has a republican form of government, and it was developed during the Commonwealth period. It contains three branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. The first constitution was actually based off of the United States Constitution, and it was written in 1935. But in 1972, President Marcos he kind of changed the constitution by declaring martial law, and it was replaced by a constitution that provided a head of state, a prime minister, and a unicameral legislature. In 1987, the constitution was changed again, and it was actually more similar to the constitution they had in 1935, where but there was certain changes in the term limitations. For example, now the 221 members of the House may serve three consecutive 3 year terms, which was also the case for the provincial governors. The 24 senators may serve two consecutive 6 year terms, and the president serves one 6 year term. The vice president, however, may serve two consecutive 6 year terms. Okay, now we'll be talking a little bit about the religion. The Philippines is the only Christian nation in Asia, and more than 85% of the people are Roman Catholic in the Philippines. The Protestant missionaries arrived in 1901, and they kind of followed the example of the Catholics, where they were the ones that like established hospitals, clinics, and schools and things like that. Also, the Philippines is pretty good with the freedom of religion. They have other small religions that aren't as popular as the Catholic one, but everybody has the right to kind of believe in what they want. Also, they have a they're very since they're Catholic, they celebrate Easter in a big way in the Philippines. It's very important for them. The the television broadcasts are actually closed. You know, churches are closed, shops, restaurants during all of the Easter weekend, and they have parades and processions and things like that. And then other rituals that they have is when somebody dies, they
Oh, come on.
they have a 24 hour vigil. I think that's what they call it, and it's usually at the person's home. And once they have the vigil, they kind of take the person to the cemetery, and they they kind of the family kind of follows the coffin all the way to the cemetery. So that's a ritual that they have. And then actually a year later, they still kind of commemorate the memory of their loved one by throwing like a party or like a gathering for the family and friends and things like that. So these are just some pictures of what they do actually during Easter. They kind of do they play like the role in the Passion of the Christ, things like that. And there's other religions also in the Philippines, but the second largest one would probably be the Muslim religion, who they primarily live in the Mindanao and Sulu Islands, and they carry out their religious holidays, and they're able to celebrate it even if they're not Catholic. They could do their thing, but in smaller communities, they Muslims just kind of gather in small buildings to pray or do things like that. There's also another religion in the Philippines called animism, which is basically the oldest religion in the country. And pretty much what that religion means is that they believe that natural objects like trees and things like that have souls. and it's mainly practiced by the indigenous people in the Philippines. And that's pretty much it for government and religion.